What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. I'm Drew Boseling. That's the one, the only, Scott Savage. Scott, what's going on, buddy?
I played a whole lot of Ghostwire Tokyo last night.
Okay.
The game pulled me in for a little while. A couple hours went by really quickly.
Really? So you're actually digging this one, are you?
Yeah, it's pulling me in. Partially a stealth game. Depends on how you play it.
Fair enough. Dude, I play like even the shooter stuff. So it's just, yeah, it's all how you kind of play things. Okay, so break it down. a couple hours in, first impressions, how's it feeling? How's it going? Is this what you expected?
It is more what I expected off of what I first saw from the trailers. And then later
Fair
on, I
enough.
kind of doubted myself, but now it seems to be what I expected. There's a little bit of a shooter aspect to it, but it's all very yokai and Shinto based. Very Japanese and only things that I know from anime. So I get to
Really?
learn a little bit more as it goes.
Cool, cool, cool. All right, dude, let's get into today's show where people can join us live over on twitch.tv/the official ITG, as well as youtube.com/inside the game official. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later, insidethegame.ca, podcast services, and TV streaming networks around the globe. Dude, Redfall, it seems to be getting some backlash. We'll be talking that today as we're only getting 30 frames per second. Not 60. Promises are not coming through for that one. Not looking good. Counter-Strike looks to go with viewerships and virtual. Interesting. And, yo, the Trine series is back once again. Pretty happy to see this one yesterday. PSA, Scott, we are live today right after the show at noon Eastern as Immortals of Avium is coming. They're revealing more in the game. We don't know how long this is going to be, but we will take a look and see how it goes. From there, we're also getting back here at 5 o'clock Eastern as we talk to everybody on the state of play for Final Fantasy 16. So there's going on as well. Yo,
Do we know how long that one is?
That was 20 minutes, so not too long. It seems like more of a deep dive into Final Fantasy 16. Mini Mobile Review says good. It's trash. What are you talking about? Welcome. No, you're talking about Redfall. You haven't even played the game yet. Well, so
yeah, I have doubts. Oh, I've lost your audio now. Not sure if that's both. We always have a joy of a time with Drew's hardware for absolutely no reason at all.
Dude, I just don't get it. It just doesn't like me sometimes. I know. It's just the way it goes. Let's get into it as Redfall will be locked at 30 frames per second on Xbox at launch. Dude, like at this point, isn't everything supposed to be at 60 frames? When they announced the game, it was supposed to be at 60 frames. Aren't we just in a state now where everything is at 60 frames per second? This is Michael over at Polygon.
I sort of thought so, but at the same time, as I age, I'm not sure I can tell the difference anymore.
Well, you kind of question a lot of it. What's going on, right? When Arcane Studio launches its vampire hunting shooter Redfall in May, it will ship on Xbox with a frame rate capped at 30 frames per second, according to the game's official Twitter account. The ability to play Redfall at 60 frames in performance mode will be added to the game at a later date, Arcane announced Wednesday. Quote, Redfall is launching on Xbox consoles with quality mode only, end quote. The Redfall account reads, that means 30 frames per second at 4K resolution on Xbox Series X and 30 frames per second at 1440p resolution on the Xbox Series X. Arcane explained. Redfall will also launch on Windows PC on May 12th, where it will seemingly not be have performance constraints as players on PC can push it up to 60 frames or beyond. Dude, a little question, why is this, isn't the Xbox X, Series X, like the most powerful console out there? Why are we getting locked at 30 frames?
It certainly should be capable. This is just a matter of developers going to take some time, maybe a few years down the road, they'll be able to capitalize on the hardware that's there.
Yeah.
Because it does take a little while through the life cycle for the development to really get into the nitty gritty of the hardware bits, but I don't know if that excuses it necessarily being what seemed to be a flagship title launch.
I'm going dry there for a second, Scott. Yeah, that's the biggest thing for me and the biggest worry. Here we are, right? We've been waiting for Xbox to bring something to the table that is this AAA experience. We get it at Arcane Studios. Dude, Arcane is an incredible studio. But the minute they announced Redfall, I was already like, I don't know about this one, you know? And here we are, dude. Previews are out. They're not stellar previews. Honestly, they kind of I feel like here we are again, another Xbox title coming in at the like B level tier. And it makes me worried.
It does have me a little bit worried because I want to see it stick a landing, and this is not the first steps of sticking a landing, that's for sure. No,
I think this is where it's about to fall apart once again for Xbox. So then they're gonna bring the performance mode at a later date. Are they going to have a community behind the game to even worry about at a later date? Like, that's the other side of it, right? When you come out at launch, dude, you got to come out swinging. we've seen Halo fumble along this journey here into season 3, and it's didn't come out hot. It launched in a chunk and another chunk and another chunk, and they try to keep that game alive. Here we are getting into Redfall, which is not a games as service at all. So it's really just a single player to a co-op experience, story beat from point A to point B with this open world, which kind of open world-esque approach, right?
And it gives me the idea that there will be some sort of, maybe not live service, but some sort of updates coming down the road to flush that out or add in raids or something like that I could hope for.
Is this too little too late though, Scott? At this point, if you delayed it once already, and we're coming in at May 12th, right? So, dude, there's other games that are coming in hot as well. That's
true.
Right?
I've seen this talked about if they were to delay for a few months, that would put it in a much more open window, a much more free launch area.
And then
where you're not getting drowned out.
Well, and this is kind of the other worry too, because we're getting Tears of the Kingdom here not too soon after.
1 month away now.
Right? Like it's dude, I think here's the thing. I think people are going to like the game and then for that week and then leave it behind. Right? I'm kind of worried it's going to get the Horizon treatment where it just kind of comes out at a bad time and gets overshadowed. But granted, I was never hot for this game to start with, but I know some are looking forward to jumping in, checking this out and really kind of getting their hands on it and see how it plays out. But when you're coming out at a half measure, I kind of wonder what's going on. Are they missing the beat here? And this just another flop from Xbox. Like, are you worried about that?
I really wonder, when was the switch from 30 frames to 60? When did it become a standard?
Dude, I thought it was
just
I'm
not really aware. I thought it was 30 all the way up until last week.
No, they've been pushing Xbox Series X. Everything coming out on Series X now will be 60 frames per second. Dude, they announced this game and said it would be 60 frames per second. Now they've backtracked to say, right? So here's the other side of it. They come out saying it will be 60 frames. And now they're like, oh, actually, 60 frames is coming later. Well, everybody's kind of pushing for this performance mode and moving into 60 frames. When you state that, Scott, everybody's going to be all over you going into 30 frames. And it just seems like, what's going on here? But no, Nerdcast says, I agree with Drew. Same with Ghostwire. People enjoyed it and then forgot about it. And that's kind of where I'm at here. Are people going to jump in early, be there for a couple days or a weekend, Scott, and go, yeah, okay, I'm out, right? Like, how?
Well, that is a danger, but that sort of feels like what EA said, and everybody laughed at them.
Fair. Now, where do you think this rolls up in scores?
Ooh, that's interesting.
If you had to predict, where are you thinking?
I think you're going to see some brand loyalists that kind of go a little bit too far with it. We'll see some 8s.
Okay.
I don't think we'll see 9s. I think that's going to sell a little too hard. I think if you really love it and get in, I'm going to expect about an 8, but
yeah,
I have to wait till I get my own hands on it, really.
Well, absolutely, right? I definitely think it just comes down to if we get hands on, we'll see how that goes. But I'm really just, what is the opportunity here for Xbox? Are they going to be able to hold this? And then again, if this one doesn't come out swinging, Scott, what's next? We have Starfield to wait for, right? And then what happens?
Oh, yeah.
And that's a big get, right? That's a big one coming out for Xbox fans is here comes Xbox now. Redfall comes out, doesn't do very well at all. Maybe it does, right? Or it's at that mid-tier 7s. We get a lot of 7s coming out of Redfall. People are in there and they're like, yeah, okay, now we're gone. Now we wait for Starfield, September 6th, which is great to see that that's coming finally. But is that going to gravitate towards everybody? Don't know. Then there's Forza. We don't even know when that one's coming out. Motorsport is another staple for Xbox. They got a couple of games coming, man, but a lot of worries, I think, at the end of the day.
Yeah, we don't want to take that confidence away from the launch that could be Starfield.
No, absolutely. I think it has a huge opportunity to be one of the Game of the Year nominees. Do you think Redfall has that potential to be Game of the Year?
Yeah, see, I don't see it that way. But I'm not sure if that's fair. Maybe that's unfair of me.
Well, without getting hands-on, right? We're just doing hypotheticals here. And I'm just kind of going where, from what we've seen and heard from previews, the scale back in opportunities of what they stated they're going to do versus what they're going to do now. You go from 60 frames to 30 frames. This is a big a big issue for some people. For me, dude, I'm like you, right? I don't really know how much I'll be able to pick up on the difference, but I know it's going to be bothersome to a lot of people when they're coming in here going, I don't know, like this isn't working. So
it's sort of, yeah, like, there's people that form a huge opinion around it. For myself, it's sort of like the difference between 4K and 4.5K. I'm not certain that it'll matter too much to me, but that's kind of closed-minded thinking.
No, absolutely. Like we love Arcane, and I'm hoping for the best for this game, but I'm not a vampire guy, so for me, I'm already out. But I'm hoping that for yourself, for Steve, because I know Steve's excited for this one as well. That I'm hoping that it hits. I'm really curious to hear what you guys have to say when we review this game. Hopefully, fingers crossed, kind of thing, right? It's one of those things. But dude, I just want I want another Dishonored. But again, that's not one that hits well either. So I'm just a stealth guy. What can I say? But I don't know. Everything you've seen so far, Scott, are you skeptical going in? Sounds like you are skeptical, obviously.
A little skeptical because I wasn't sure what to really make of it. Is this more of a Back for Blood? Is this something that's a little deeper than that? Is it entirely different? Because what the presentations have kind of told me have been mixed messaging as we've gone along here. So I'm not quite sure what to expect. I'm kind of picturing Generation Zero, but with vampires. If you remember that one.
Yep, no, I do. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Okay. I hear a lot of references going towards Far Cry series. Which
I've heard that as well. But
right? I don't know, man. Overwatch?
That would have me a little
not
less.
Overwatch, but Outriders.
Outriders, yeah. See, something like that'll have me excited. If it is something like Generation Zero, I'm definitely in.
Most people cannot tell which because they do have with their systems. They don't have with their systems. I think that's what's going on. Yeah, we'll see what it says. Northern Nerdcast says Metacritic will review bomb from fans. He's stating a 79, just shy of an 8. Huh. Interesting, Brad. Yeah, we'll see. 4K to 8K. Yeah, that's like if we go from 4K to 8K, dude. I'm not sure if I can pick that up. Yeah, I just went to the doctor yesterday to get my eyes looked at. So who knows?
I was just gonna say my optometrist is way behind.
Yeah, but I don't know. Fingers crossed. I love Arcade. I'm hoping that this one really takes off. And Xbox needs that. Here's the other exclusive, right? I think that's what they're missing when they're coming out right now this year. We thought, here they come. This is the rise of Xbox this year. Can they overtake PlayStation? That's a hard get. I'm gonna be straight up and say that is a tough one to go for. PlayStation is still ruling the roost right now, right? They got some of the best games around. Horizon, God of War. They've got Spider-Man. You know, they got Wolverine on the future here and whatever else they're working on. They just teamed up with Bungie, right? And they now own Bungie. So Haven Studios with Jade Raymond, whatever her team's working on. Dude, they've got the pedigree over there already nailed on PlayStation. Can Xbox start to power that up and switch things around a little bit so that they're in the conversation more? And for me, coming in with Redfall and whatever else we've had this year, there's a couple other things, you know, we're currently playing that keep your eyes out for, but I'm just not sure if that's going to be enough. Starfield has to be their go-to. We are missing Perfect Dark. We are missing Fable. We keep talking about, you know, we're missing some of these other titles that maybe will help them step up to that next pedigree that we were hoping the Xbox can go to. But dude, those aren't coming this year. Like we get Starfield.
That's halfway through the life cycle, or at the end of the console life cycle in that case. But just would leave PlayStation to rule twice in a row.
Yeah,
for console generation,
right? Absolutely, they led the charge. They had to pick up their So PlayStation kind of fell on their face on the PS3 era, right? They came out with a cell processor and then said, "Hey, you will buy this console because we crushed PS2." Well, they didn't. And then they came back and kind of ate crow a little bit. And then on the PS4 generation, really kind of took over in a sense. And then continued that momentum into PS5. And I'm just waiting for Xbox to say, here we are. Here's Game Pass. Dude, we all know about Game Pass and how great that service is. But where's the exclusives? Where is Hellblade, right? Like Hellblade 2, Senua's Sacrifice. Like, dude, there's still a lot to kind of hope for, I guess, is kind of where I'm at. But when you take a look at Redfall, I don't think we're off to a good start.
Where's Nintendo amongst all this? We have Breath of the Wild 2 coming soon. That's going to sell a lot of systems, but we have to really wait for that next hardware console generation to count them into upsetting the balance, the status quo.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude, it's going to be an interesting watch as we follow along, especially this year, I think, for E3-ish or Xbox Bethesda Direct Showcase, whatever you want to call that thing.
What do we call that now?
I don't know now, right? So I'm looking forward to seeing where their future lies, because last year they did think, here's what's coming out in the next 12 months, and then delay. So yeah, but dude, let's get into Counter-Strike matches can be viewed in first ever virtual esports stadium. Bobby Houston over Insider Gaming. Software developer Vertex has finally unveiled the first ever virtual esports arena, which allows users to view Counter-Strike matches. The Vertex Stadium aims to offer an authentic experience for viewers by not only including a massive stadium that can host viewers from around the world, but also a lounge bar, main hall, and a lobby where users can socialize with their friends. Vertex has partnered with Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Dude, that's a big partnership right there, which will be a launch title for the platform with its sequel, Counter-Strike 2, set to join the lineup of titles when it launches this summer. Viewers will be able to watch Counter-Strike matches in real time from the huge virtual stadium, but if they want to keep knee-deep in the action, they can seamlessly transition into the game's map to view the action up close. Counter-Strike was the third most watched esports title last year with some massive numbers. Dude, Counter-Strike to 15 million viewers, or $15 million last year. So, whoo, they are crushing that. That's a big partnership to come out with, Scott.
This is something that you had brought up maybe a year ago, and I thought, nah, that's not going to happen. That's too far in the future. But the idea that we're all in the same virtual space, granted, but just with the headsets on, that's awesome. Counter-Strike doesn't necessarily do it for me, but I'm thinking of this applied down the road. Can you imagine watching a Siege tournament, but I can hop in and just be a camera bot somewhere? That's awesome.
It's very cool to see this technology start to come around. Yeah, like you said, right? I did kind of mention, hey, this would be a cool idea. And here we are. Somebody's been able to kind of capitalize on this, and away they go. It's one thing to be in the stadiums in real life, but not everybody can attend those live events, right? Dude, I've seen so many Siege tournaments from like my phone. So if I can actually get into virtual space a little bit, that might be tempting, and actually try that out. I think that'd be a cool little get.
Did you ever play on VR chat?
No, I never did.
That's what it reminds me. The idea of lounging and the kind of comedy clubs that sparked up in lounge chat has me excited, because I want to try my hand at comedy, but being in front of somebody is a little awkward.
Yeah, and virtual heads walking around is a little awkward as well, Scott.
Actually, you and I were probably better at being in front of people than most.
Fair enough. We're here every day. But dude, you know what I got excited for yesterday? This dropped. I was so excited. Like the smile on my face yesterday when I found out that Trine 5, A Clockwork Conspiracy, is coming to PS4 and PS5 this summer. Yo, this made me smile. Mark, this is Michael over PSU. The long-rumored Trine 5, A Clockwork Conspiracy, is launching for PS5, PS4, PC, Nintendo Switch, Xbox Series X, and Xbox One this summer. THQ Nordic, and Frozen Byte have announced. This is great news. Frozen Byte back once again. Yo, I platinum Trine 3. I'm working still away a little bit at Trine 4 just because I haven't had time to flash things out there, but still perfect gameplay. Dude, that 2.5D, right? We got Amadeus back, Zoya, who's the thief, and Pointius the knight. Like a comic relief within this game. And then, dude, the puzzle mechanic, co-op, who's always there. Like me and Garrett would play together.
Oh, okay.
And we platinum the third one. We're working on the fourth one. So absolutely excited to see that this is coming, man. So pumped. Very, very cool.
That's awesome. You've mentioned Trine a couple times as the year's gone on now. I've never played it myself, but I'm very curious.
So good. Dude, like it is one of the best games. I absolutely adore this game. So the fact that the franchise is back, I'm so excited.
Is it 2-player co-op? Oh, up to 4 I'm seeing.
Yeah. Yeah, up to 4. So that's the right. You can 4? 3, 4. They added somebody else?
I'm saying featuring single player and cooperative play for up to 4 players.
Sweet.
Trine 5 includes an adaptive difficulty system.
I'm excited, man. Very, very excited. So super cool to see that one come around. Dude, more games on the announcement too. As Mafia 4 may feature stealth and multiplayer elements. Grant Taylor Hiller over Insider Gaming. Multiplayer elements, Scott, concern you at all? Mafia?
Yes and no, because in one regard, I kind of want to run the Mafia heists that you and I have been thinking of forever.
Right? Absolutely. Yeah, in March, a job listing that were dug up on LinkedIn suggests that Mafia 4 was in pre-production, being built out by developer Hangar 13 on Unreal Engine 5. Now further listings have been posted on the professional platform, but this time they've mentioned engaging stealth gameplay and multiplayer features. It's not that the first time that a Mafia game will feature stealth mechanics, but in the series' last outing, Mafia 3, stealth was not the greatest, Scott. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I didn't play 3 at all. I skipped that one.
Well,
Number 2
that's fair.
had some standout stealth moments though. When you're stealing those gas stamps.
Yeah, absolutely. Furthermore, no game in the franchise thus far has featured officially multiplayer mechanics, so that'd be a complete first for the series. Should the wording in the listing turn out to be accurate, we'll see, dude. If this is in pre-production right now, we are way off from getting anywhere for Mafia 4. But stealth mechanics, I'm always down for stealth. And then on top of that, we bring in a co-op feature as well. Yo, let's do some heists back in like
it has to be co-op.
The gangster times.
Mind.
Oh man, yeah.
If they did some sort of a standoff gang fight, although that could be cool, but it's just not the same. It's not the Warriors of the video game.
Yeah, I don't need that multiplayer like 5 versus 5 deathmatch mode. That's not what I want.
Yeah,
right.
I don't want that.
No, dude, we need that Assassin's Creed Unity for person like heist mode kind of thing, right? Like that's what we need. We'll have to rope in Kyle for that one because he won't join us with GTA anymore.
Take hostages, get him to jump up on the side of the car with us, like that movie with Johnny Depp.
Dude, I'd be down for that. Yo, we got a bunch of games out today too. Maybe we'll get to those before we wrap things up today. What do we have, Scott?
We have Castle of Shikigami 2, that's on the Switch. Hunt the Night on PC. Shardpunk Verminfall, also on PC. Voodolls on PC as well. Tray Racers on the Nintendo Switch and PC. And Kill It With Fire VR comes to PlayStation VR 2. Excellent idea.
Yeah, dude, it's basically a bunch of spiders, and you have to go kill off all the spiders. It's crazy.
I hate spiders. I love that.
Do you see Tray Racers? I was like, what is this?
No.
Oh man,
I haven't seen much of that one.
It is like Crazy Carpet, and you're racing. It's like who?
Oh man, I miss Crazy Carpets. I'm too old now for that. It'll break my bones.
So Kyle jumps on and says, I'll do GTA. He's back. Did I delete that? I think I deleted it because no one was playing. I don't know. I can download it again. I'll download it again. There's always something. Oh man, those heists.
We have to. We've been talking about heists for over a year now. We have to.
Yeah, we keep trying, right? And then just one of those things. But if we can get that in the Mafia franchise, we don't get it in Red Dead for some reason. I don't know why, right? We keep talking about this one too. But if we can bring that and incorporate that multiplayer aspect into the Mafia series, I'm backing up. I'm backing us up. Let's back it up. Because how can you not talk about Mafia? Just a little bit. Dude, I love that franchise. I really do. 3 wasn't the strongest. It didn't hit the greatest, unfortunately. Need for Speed for me. Really? All right, Mike. That's cool. Need for Speed. Yo, I love Need for Speed. Did you like Unbounded? I think that was a unique title for Need for Speed.
I haven't played a Need for Speed in so long. I think I played Carbon way back.
Dude. Driver?
It was
Driver, Scott?
Underground 1.
Yo, Driver was
Driver 2 was fun.
Driver 1 was even better. And then
what about Mafia 1 though? Have you ever played Mafia 1?
Absolutely.
I'm not sure I've even seen it.
Dude, I played Mafia 1. That's where it all started for me. Not yet, Mike says. Oh, dude, you should go check that one out. It's cool. Very cool art style.
Visually looks awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. But Scott, my goodness, man. We can always keep talking. Don't worry. We'll be back at noon for Immortals of Avium reveal trailer, and we'll talk about that and our thoughts on there. So make sure you swing by here real soon. Until then, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us. This has been ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. You can always join us live over on Twitch and YouTube, but if you can't join us live, hit us up later inside the game.ca podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. Until noon, everybody, I'm Drew, that's Scott. We'll see you inside the game.